Okay, as I promised, I'm going to be showcasing, showing some of my consoles now. I have them all here on my table, and of course, because I'm a big Nintendo fan, most of these are Nintendo. So everybody, of course, knows what this is. My good old NES, the very first console I ever owned. Still works perfectly, still in pretty good shape. Yeah, not even a lot. There's not even a lot of dust on it. Got a couple of really good games on that, mainly Mario ones, but you know. And here is my Super Nintendo. Got it as a Christmas present. This one's a little bit more dusty. I haven't played this. I did actually play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 just recently. Here's my favorite console, of course, the Nintendo 64. Yeah, it's really cool. It looks like a spaceship or something. The only bad thing about the N64 that I've always thought is that it's a really odd shape for a console. You know, it's not exactly like rectangularly shaped, and it's kind of difficult to position this. You know, if you put this thing on, you know, it used to be a VCR, but today if you put it like on your DVD or something, you're not going to be able to put anything next to it. You know, even if you put it like sideways, because the power strip that goes in there is like a big slot here. You know, it changes the shape, so there's like a big bump over here. So it's really, and also the plugs for the controllers are pretty big. But you know, besides that, this is an awesome system, of course. And here is the GameCube, and the Game Boy player attached to the bottom of it. Of course, this was Nintendo's first system that used optical media. Well, they did actually make the Nintendo 64 disk drive for the N64, obviously, and you know, pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty heavy, actually. Now that I never remembered that it was this heavy. Also, one of the most compact consoles, but again, it's a little inconvenient in places unless you put it on top of something, because then you won't. Because otherwise, you won't be able to open it. Here is the Wii. My little Wii. I really love the design of the Wii. It's really small, it's really compact, and you can place it, and it's much more convenient to place than, say, the N64 or the Gamecube, because, you know, you can place it, you can put it, well, I think all the consoles really nowadays, even the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox are like this, that you can put them like this or like this. The only thing I hate about this is hooking up, or rather I hate putting the sensor bar on, and I was talking about, in my previous videos, I was talking about the internet connection thing, and as you can see, you know, this is where the power strip goes. This is where the SCART, or the RC AV plug, or whatever you want to call it, goes out. And here's the sensor, and here's the plug for the sensor bar. And the only other thing you see there, this is a fan, and these are the USB ports at the back. However, it's backwards compatible with GameCube games. You know, 4 controller slots, and 2 memory card slots. Okay, any Nintendo fans that recognize this right now are running in terror or screaming in terror at their computer. Yes, this is the Philips CDI. More specifically, this is the Philips CDI 450 edition. In case you didn't know, there were a lot of editions of the Philips CDI, because a lot of people don't know that the Philips CDI wasn't actually developed as a game system to begin with. Philips sort of developed, you know, originally they were going to be developing a CD-ROM drive for the SNES, but you know, that never came through, so Philips instead took the aborted design and created a sort of a multimedia system that was supposed to play movies and stuff. Kind of like a precursor to the DVD, but it never became really popular, so they tried, after that, they kind of, from 1993 onward, they really tried to kind of reach for the gaming market, and the 400 series of CDIs were really like developed to look like consoles, or be like consoles. This didn't come with the wireless remote control thingy. This actually came with this, and as you can see, this controller is of course a shameless rip-off of the Sega Mega Drive Genesis controller. Having said that, it's not actually that bad. The only bad thing is I never got a lot of games for the CDI back in the day. I only have like 3 discs that work in this thing, and only 2 of them are really games. Okay, here it is, the Xbox 360. I got this earlier this year, and I gotta say, compared to the Nintendo systems that I'm so used to handling, this feels really heavy. But then again, it is more of a powerhouse of a console than anything else. And really, the word is big when it comes to the Xbox. I mean, look at the power cord on this thing. This is the end that goes into the wall. But look at this box. God damn it! And even the cords are just humongous. And that's just for the power. And you can tell that this thing eats up a lot of electricity. And this is the thing that you hook it up to the television. I mean, god damn, you could use this to strangle somebody. It probably wouldn't break. I've been getting some games for the Xbox Live, mainly Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, Wolfenstein 3D, Worms 2, and I'm thinking of getting Psychonauts next, as soon as I hook this thing up. And it's much more convenient because you can just hook the LAN cord right there at the back. The only bad thing about this thing is that every time you unplug it, the clock resets. Like, I don't know how the hell did you fuck that up? Because on the Wii, you can have it unhooked for, hours, days even, and it'll still manage to reset the clock so it's right. But this thing can't. You pull the plug off for 2 seconds, a power outage for about 2 seconds, and the clock will reset. I don't know, but it's a small flaw, really. The only thing that I kind of hate about the Xbox is a lot of the games just are kind of pushing all the Xbox Live and the online features, because I'm not a big online gamer guy, and it's just kind of annoying that it keeps asking me that. It's also annoying that it keeps asking, where do I want to save my game data? I mean, it's convenient, yes, that, if you had, like USB cards or USB sticks or something that you're going to stick in there, and you want to save your game data there. But, I've never used those. I just save everything on the hard drive, and I hated that it has to ask me every time that I start a game. When you have the Wii and the Xbox, you can really place any Nintendo system over this. It's so big. Kind of cute, isn't it? Anyway, so the thing that I kind of wanted to show you right now is the sort of games that I have for the Xbox. I mentioned some of those that I've been downloading off the Xbox Live. This one came with the system. It's Lego Indiana Jones and Kung Fu Panda. Lego Indiana Jones is actually a pretty okay game. I haven't played Kung Fu Panda because I'm kind of, I might though in the future if I'm feeling kind of bored. This one isn't mine. My sister actually got this, and it's Beautiful Katamari for the Xbox. Also, this is the game that I got officially once I got the Xbox. This is the game that I kind of got to sort of try out the Xbox with it. Mirror's Edge. This is a really good game, but unfortunately it's really short. And I've noticed the same problem with a lot of games recently, that they're just really short. There's like 9 levels overall, and then you can do the time trial stuff and look for bags and things. But this is a really cool game. I recommend you check it out. Here's Street Fighter 4, which I wasn't really hot about. It looks great for a fighting game, but I thought the gameplay was just bad. I'm sorry, but I just thought it was bad. By comparison, this was a much better fighting game. Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, but I thought that this game again, it didn't really have enough content. You can play the arcade mode, and there's actually like a reason to do that now, and you can save the character endings and things like that, and they're pretty cool, although they're still not real like animations or anything. But besides that, there's only the Conquest mode, and you can play through that pretty quickly with both, the DC Universe characters and Mortal Kombat characters. But it's a really good fighting game, definitely. And this, of course, is probably, this is the best game that I have for the Xbox, to be honest. Fallout 3. It's a really good game. And this is coming from a guy who's not the biggest FPS or RPG fan, really. But this is a really cool concept and idea for a game, and I played the Fallout games before. Fallout 1 and 2 were kind of difficult for me. I have to admit that this was much better by comparison, and I really liked it. I'm not saying Fallout 1 and 2 are bad games. They were really good games, but for somebody like me, they were really difficult and challenging. But this was a really cool game. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show you for now.